It is known that in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, the phenomenon of the art tourism spread in the visual arts of Western Europe and Russia.
We purchased a huge collection, and of course it was a great joy for us. In fact, it constitutes an entire major period. That period was called the unique Middle Eastern avant-garde, and Alexander Volkov was one of its most prominent representatives. He didn't just master the experience of European Cubism and postmodernism, but managed to inseparably connect it with the culture of Central Asia. 20 years before the gallery was opened, Tretyakov purchased a large and famous collection of Turkestan paintings by Vasily Vereshchagin. Contemporaries of the artist were greatly impressed by the high artistry of those paintings. But what is more important, the paintings opened up the as yet unknown and mysterious artistic world of the Middle East, the peculiarities of ancient civilizations, incomparable design of madrasas and mosques that witnessed a unique building culture, and Eastern people dressed in national costumes. Alexander Volkov was another great artist of the 20th century who's inextricably linked with Uzbekistan. He was born in Fergana, studied at the Moscow School of Arts, Sculpture and Architecture, and even in that period he belonged to the famous art communities of early 20th century. Голубая роза, Blue Rose, and Bubnovy Valet, Jack of Diamonds, but he couldn't imagine his life and his art without Uzbekistan, which is why he returned to his homeland. What he absorbed in his childhood, from the water, from the nature of this land, it never left him, and so he came back to work here. For many years, Tatiana Zelyukina has studied the art of Alexander Volkov, and she has expert knowledge of each of his paintings that is kept here. This great legacy was donated to the Tretyakov Gallery by Alexander Volkov's sons. Now I will show you the painting that has excited everyone who knows Alexander Volkov's art, the one that's making them talk about it over and over again. It's probably the artist's most mature masterpiece, and it is replete with some sacred meaning. This is it, the famous pomegranate chaykhana of the artist. This glossy, glimmering red color that mesmerizes and doesn't let go. These words were written about Volkov's pomegranate-colored chaykhana in foreign media. The artwork was continuously exhibited in Italy, Germany, Belgium and China. Deservedly, for its time, the pomegranate chaykhana has already become a legendary classic of Uzbek art of the first half of the 20th century. The outstanding painter and drawer Alexander Volkov possessed an incontestable authority among his colleagues. The so-called Volkov Brigade was formed around him. That circle included young Ural Tansakbayev and Chingiz Akhmarov, who later on became classical Uzbek artists during their lifetime, and also Nikolai Karakhan and Nadezhda Kashina, painters who came to Uzbekistan. His meaning, his art is so great that all his further students, colleagues, I think, worked under the impression from his art. They started this Uzbek school in the 1920s. Then they had to design, well, red corners in kishlaks. Though they did that with a high spirit and enthusiasm, because they were paid nothing.
Этот период с конца 20-х, начала 30-х годов минувшего столетия вошел в историю искусства как период свободы, раскрепощения творческого духа. Это было десятилетие, в котором зародилось такое уникальное явление, как среднеазиатский авангард.